He has been in a chess tournament against then Senator Barack Obama. Not only did he compete in chess against Barack Obama, he beat him. And he did it in one move. Chuck Norris can suck it. Please welcome David Treacher.
Thank you guys. Just want you to know this is my first time up on stage. And I am so nervous you could not get a pin up my ass with a jackhammer. Yeah, that being said, I am from Pendleton, Oregon. And Pendleton, Oregon is a small town compared to the Tri-Cities. We don't call it Richland, Pasco, or Kennewick. We call it the Tri-Cities because it just sounds like a really big city that way. And growing up in Pendleton, we always idolized the Tri-Cities. You know, when we were younger kids, 8 to 12, we're always like, oh, they have Toys R Us, yes! G.I. Joe's, Transformers, let's go, let's go! Well, as we got older, we realized you guys also had the mall. And we all turned 16, got our license, and cut school just so we could go to Hot Topics to get a jet black t-shirt with a middle finger on. Yeah, we're cool! Well, as we got older, we realized you guys also had another store that we thought would be an interesting place to stop. The Castle Megastore. Now, Pendleton is not devoid of any type of a sex shop. We have a small little store on Main Street called the Curio Shop. They sell party knickknacks and Indian artifacts and things like that. But in the very back, they had what Pendleton's sex shop was, a little corner with 2 dildos, 4 porno mags, and a bottle of KY jelly. That was it. So needless to say, when I walked into this store for the first time, I was out of my league. Me and my friend who went in, because I wasn't going in alone, I looked like a perv. Probably looked like a perv with 2 dudes walking in anyway. So we walked in, and I walked by all the sexy lingerie, and I'm looking at them high school girl outfits and them nurses' outfits, and I'm thinking, oh man, my wife would just look sexy in those. I have to bring her in here. We're talking fantasy after fantasy rolling through my mind, and I'm just smiling, going, this place is so bad. And then we walk into the section with the dildos, and I was like feeling insecure at the size of some of these things. I'm like, Jesus criminy. You know, 1 dildo, 2 dildo, red dildo, blue dildo. I'm like, holy Jesus Christ, am I in a twisted Dr. Seuss book or something? Well, as I continued through the dildos, I reached an oddity. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I picked it up to show my friend. I was like, do you see this? And it's not my hand. It was an actual fist and arm of the same length. You know, I'm from Pendleton, so my imagination is limited. So I'm thinking, what is this for? Is that like when you're doing your girlfriend doggy style and you actually pull out and hit the wrong hole so you can punch you in the face with it? Hey, get it, get it! You know, continuing on through that little section, we decided to check out the vibrators because I thought, you know, maybe I could buy something for my wife to spice things up. And when I entered the section, I had no clue that new vibrators were being designed by NASA. These things could do everything. They had more buttons on them than the remote control for my TV. I picked up one of the display models and I was like, wow, this thing is just amazing. And I turn it on, the thing's going, whoa, in the middle of it's going, it's got this thing in the front going, I'm blown away. I'm like, holy Jesus Christ, my wife must never see this thing. I am never going to bring her in here. If I bring her in here again, I'm never getting laid again. I mean, I'm no slouch in bed, but my skills pretty much end with, I can do some other things, but not all 3 at once. Now, as we continued on, because I was obviously feeling intimidated and had to get out of that section, we went to the section that every guy is curious about. The section with the pocket pussies. And I'm looking at these toys thinking, yeah, I'm telling my buddy, yeah, I only had a dork with one of those. Some loser. And then there's one on the shelf that caught my eye. And I pick it up, it's in a package. It was labeled the Auto Suck. It was a handheld blowjob machine that you plug into your cigarette lighter. And just so you guys, you know, realize that this was meant to be used in your car because it had a slogan on the box that said, 1 hand on the wheel, 1 hand on the auto suck, with a man going like this. I was like, oh, whoa, hey, you know, my virgin eyes have seen too much. I was telling my buddy, we got to get the heck out of here. And as he's beelining it out the front door, I'm thinking, dude, hold on a second, I better pick up some condoms. As I ran back to that section and grabbed that thing, went to the store, and I was like, I'll take this to go. Yeah, you know, Pendleton, we may not have a lot of the same things you guys have, but one thing we do have is a lot of crackheads. They roam the streets at night, they're doing crazy things. And I developed this next bit so that way we could ask ourselves, you might be a crackhead. And I developed this. If you've ever found yourself at Walmart at 3 a.m. with the shopping cart flipped over, working on the wobbly wheel, you might be a crackhead. And if on that shopping list you only have 2 items, and that's light bulbs and tinfoil, you might be a crackhead. And if you and your partner prefer sex doggy style just so you can both look out the blinds at the same time, you might be a crackhead. And if you've ever gotten in an argument with your friends over who stole your lighter for 20 minutes while holding it in your hand, there's a good chance you're a crackhead. And if you've ever spent the better part of an afternoon helping your friend look for something that you stole, you might be a crackhead. Well, thanks, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. I'll be heading home to Pendleton tonight with one hand on the wheel, and I'll let you finish the rest.
All right, that was David's first time. All I've got to say.